Merry Christmas, friends, and welcome to this devotional given to you as part of the devotions given by the staff at First Church in Glastonbury during Advent and Christmas. Sally and I just celebrated our 51st wedding anniversary. We were married on December 19th, 1971 in her hometown, nestled in the Allegheny Mountains in Pennsylvania. Our wedding was in candlelight in a little white church, and the pews were packed with family and friends while a snowstorm raged outside in the December darkness. The next day, we drove our little VW Bug to Boston and stayed at the elegant Copley Square Hotel. And we spent the rest of our honeymoon on beautiful Cape Cod. And on Christmas Eve day, we left early to drive 10 hours back to Sally's hometown for Christmas. It started snowing about 9 o'clock at night when we were on a 4-lane highway, and I was driving carefully looking for deer. They were all over the place. But the snow turned into a blizzard when we were up on the black back roads. It was up and down and curvy, so I slowed down, way down. We were 2 hours from Sally's home. And then our windshield wipers stopped working. I could barely see anything. I rolled down the driver's window and stuck out my gloved hand to wipe clear a patch on the windshield so that I could see. We came through a small village. It was totally dark. Not a light was on. It seemed that everyone had just settled down for a long winter's nap. And then we headed over a series of hills. We hadn't seen a house for miles when we came to the top of a ridge, and there was a little dumpy shack with a falling down porch set back from the road and a ramshackle garage beside it. The only light was the glow of a TV screen. But I couldn't keep going like this or we'd end up in a ditch for sure. I mean, if you'd seen this in a horror movie, you would have said, "Stupid kids, don't go in there, don't." But we were young and stupid. And I pulled in and slid to a stop in front of the garage. I got out of the car, I went to the front door and knocked. In a few moments, a man, maybe 50 years old, opens the door. He's wearing greasy work pants and a black sweatshirt that said "Sweet Home, Alabama." A cigarette hung on his lips and a can of Budweiser was in his hand, and by the smell of it, it wasn't his first of the evening. "What do you want?" he barked. "It's Christmas Eve." "I know," I said, but my wife and I, we just got married and we need some help. "I don't have any money," he said. We don't want money, sir," I replied. "But our windshield wipers are broken and I can't see a thing to drive and I still have an hour or so to go. Can you help?" He took a puff on his cigarette. "What are you driving?" he asked. "A VW Bug," I said, pointing to the car. "VW Bug," he repeated, flicking the cigarette into the falling snow. "Imagine that. It would have to be a VW." "Well, just a minute," he said, sounding a bit annoyed. Reaching for his jacket and without a word, he walked out to the ramshackle garage and lifted up the door and turned on the one bare light bulb on the ceiling. And there, hanging on the wall and scattered on the workbench, was an array of tools. "Drive her on in," he announced matter-of-factly. "I'm a mechanic. I fix VWs, and this here's my shop." It was as if angels had appeared in the heavens singing "Hallelujah." And Sally and I both said effusively, "Thank you, sir, thank you so much." He didn't respond, and we just ignored his indifference. We were, after all, young and stupid. After a half hour of working on it, he said, "Give it a try and and lo and behold, the wipers worked. Sally shoved her wallet to me. "What do we owe you?" I asked. "Nothing," he said. "But your time," I said, "and your parts. Here, we owe you." I held out a 20. I was trying to be old and wise. "No," he said. "I'd be a jerk if I didn't help travelers in trouble on Christmas Eve. Get yourselves back on the road. Drive safe. And Merry Christmas, of course." And so we did. Appearances can be deceptive. Who would think a lone, smoking and drinking Southern rocker watching TV all by himself in a dumpy shack on Christmas Eve would understand the meaning of Christmas? This is one of the things the Gospels are trying to say when they picture the Holy Family as refugees who have given birth to the Holy Child in a lowly stable. That is, that the meaning of life is not to be found in the possession of power or the accumulation of wealth, but in humble places, through humble people, where love is shared. Appearances don't matter. It is in the recognition of our common humanity that divinity appears. God is calling us to one another, not only in our health, but in our illness, not only in our victory, but in our defeat, not only in our success, but in our failure, not only in our security, but in our lostness as well, not only in clear skies, but in snowstorms. For as we find one another in an authentic way, we also find God. As an unmarried woman with an uncertain future finds a man who has the right to end the engagement, but decides to honor his commitment anyway, she finds God. As magi from a different nation find a place at the stable with cow and chicken, they find God. As angels on high sing to lowly shepherds, the presence of the divine is revealed in their midst. Sally and I made it to her folks' place after midnight that Christmas Eve, and we woke up in the morning to our first Christmas as husband and wife. I'm sure it was a good day, but I don't remember one gift I got. The only gift I do remember is windshield wipers and the Christmas message preached to us by the Budweiser chugging, chain smoking mechanic whose sweet home was Alabama. Merry Christmas.